أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to the ITQA NL1 class. I hope that you've all logged in with your correct IDs. And let's start now with our prayers. So let's see who is ready to recite with me. Okay, we have GB2279. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, beta. Please recite Ta'awudh and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Oh, sorry, please give me the English translation. You can read it from the screen of both.
I seek refuge with Allah from Shaitan the rejected. In the name of Allah, the Gracious, the Merciful. Rabbi zidni ilma. O my Lord, increase me in knowledge.
Jazakallah. So just mute yourself as well, please. Okay, now let's go on to our class etiquettes. And I think you all know these, and most of you, alhamdulillah, have arrived on time. You have done your wuzu, you're wearing clean clothes, you've covered your head, and I hope you're sitting in a quiet place so you can really concentrate, that you have a parent present, and that you've used the correct ID to log in. That's really important. Okay. Now we're going to go on to our schedule for today. As I said, it's NL1 class, and today is class number 38, mashallah. The time is flying by, isn't it? So today we're going to focus on rule of Waqf again, and this time it will be rule numbers 9 to 11. And this is from Talimul-Qur'an textbook, page 85. Then we will go into our breakout rooms, inshallah, and we will recite from Surah Al-Ma'idah, which is part 7, and verses 95, 96, and 97 will be recited. And then, inshallah, at 5:45, we'll come back into the main session and we'll do our concluding prayers. And then I'd really like you all to practice Surah Al-Ma'idah straight after the class. And also, what's your homework? So today, Tuesday, 29th of November, your homework is Surah Al-Ma'idah 98 to 104. So straight after the class, go over the verses we recite in the breakout room, and then later on, or even tomorrow before the next class, in any case, please recite the next few verses and make sure you've revised them. Okay. And you can see towards the end of the week that we want you to start your revision, okay, for all the rules that we've been over this term. And you can access all the teaching material from the shared drive. Okay, now if you're following our reading plan, this is how far into Juz 4, Juz 7 that you have reached today, okay? So hopefully you have done the first 2 pages, because each of those units, those green units and red units, each of them is half a page. So inshallah, you have reached a little bit into Juz 7, not Juz 4. Sorry about that. That's an error. Okay. So let's now move on to our rules, Waqf rules. Remember, Waqf means to stop or pause. And if we are going to continue in our reading the verse, and there's no stop, there's no pause, we don't have to stop for breath, then we will just continue and we follow the rules for recitation. But if we have to stop because it's the end of the verse, or we have to stop because there is a letter in the verse that's telling us this is a pause or this is a stop, place where you stop, or if you have run out of breath, then you need to follow the rules of pausing and stopping. Okay, so let's now move on to our rule number 9. And you can see here that if you see the fathatain, so tanween, yes, and it's followed by alif, and then you will have a stop. So how will you recite this normally? Sorry, there's no stop. We're just reciting normally. So we will recite abwaban, right? Because it's tanween or fathatain. But if we see a stop, so now we will follow this rule. Instead of the fathatain, instead we will lose one of those strokes. And instead we will just have fatha with the alif. So it's alif leen, okay? And alif mad. And so that means we have to elongate. We have to pronounce for 2 counts. Just the same as the maftuh waw is followed by alif. In the same way, now we have maftuh ba followed by alif. Abwaba. Yes, you heard the difference. Abwaban, abwaba. Okay, so if you see this sort of ending on the word and you have reached the end of the verse, then this on the left side where it's in red is how we should recite. Okay. Now, the next one is if we see, number 10 is if we see a vertical fatha, yes, at the end of the word, how should we recite the word? So let's first recite it as if we are continuing, yeah? So you have sakin seen and you look the letter before that has a stroke and it is maftuh ya. So you're going to join them, yes. And then you have vertical fatha on top of ain. And then you have blank ya. Yes, there is no stroke on ya, so we don't have to worry about it. And we will just pronounce yas'a, yas'a, 2 counts because vertical fatha. And then if we move over, you can see actually the way we pronounce the word, the way we recite is exactly the same. Maybe the stroke has changed, but there will be no change in the way we recite. It's still prolongation for 2 counts because that vertical fatha has changed into fatha plus alif after it. So now it will be pronounced in exactly the same way. Yas'a, 2 counts. Okay. And let's go on to rule number 11. Now you can see at the end of this word as well. So first of all, sorry, we have sakin ha, so ha with skoon. Then you're going to look before it, the letter with the stroke. We have madmum ya, then joins sakin ha, yuh, yuh. And then you have ya maksur. So this is vertical kasra on the ya. So we will pronounce this yuhyi, yes? And in exactly the same way, if there is the end of the verse, then we will not change how we recite. We will recite exactly the same thing, yuhyi, exactly the same. So you can see here that the two, rule number 10 and 11, there was no change. And in rule 9, where you have fathatain, that will change to fatha with alif, okay, in place of the tanween. All right, let's go on to some examples. Okay, who has their hand up? Let's see. Okay, GB3118 Labina, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, beta. Okay, so if we are going to recite this word here, the first one at the top here,
Yeah.
and we're not going to stop, yeah? If we just carry on, then how will you recite it?
Tayyiba.
So if we didn't want to stop, Labiba, we would just want to carry on. It's
Yeah.
tayyiban, yes? Normally, right? But if we are stopping, then you tell me. Say again.
Tayyiba.
Good. Tayyiba, because the fathatain will change to maftuh ba and alif. Good. ठीक है. All right. So Jazakallah, Labina.
Jazakallah.
And please mute yourself. Okay. GB3105, Itizaz. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, so Itizaz, let's go on to this next one here. So if I was just going to read it without stopping, how would I read this word?
Asharati.
Good. But if we have to stop, so pretend there is the end of the verse here. How am I going to stop? How will I recite?
Ashara.
Very good. That was really difficult with ta marbuta, but you're right. So if we don't stop, then this is ta sound. But if we have to stop, then it loses the two dots and it becomes ha. Very good. MashaAllah. Well done, Metazaz. Okay, let's see who's next. GB1936, Noor, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, beta. Okay, Noor. So we are here at this one now.
Yeah.
Can you see? Okay, this word, how will we recite if we were not going to stop? If we want to carry on, how will you read it?
Rakabatin.
Good girl. And now, because of this little ta here, we have to stop. So how are we going to stop now?
Rakabah.
Very good. So you remember that with ta marbuta, it loses the two dots and it becomes ha. Very nice. Jazakallah, Noor. Okay, let's see who's next. GB3122 Aisha. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, beta. Okay, so please read me this word here as if you are just carrying on.
Salasati.
Thalathati. And if we are going to stop after ti, there is a stop. So how will we recite it now?
Salasa.
Very good. Again, we had some good practice, didn't we, of ta marbuta? So everybody, I hope, understands that you have to lose those two dots of the ta marbuta and it will become ha. Very good. Jazakallah. Okay, let's see who's next. GB3120. Basma, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, I want you to recite this word here that I've underlined.
Okay.
As if you are just continuing. Don't stop. Just carry on.
Ayyam.
So no, you have stopped. So I don't want you to stop. I want you to carry on with this kasratain. How will you continue reading without the stop?
So you would join the me and the za.
You don't need to join. You can just carry on. So you will say ayyamin dhalika, right?
Yeah.
So if you will stop, then say again what you said before.
Yamin za.
Yes. Now I want you to stop. So how will you read it?
Yam.
Okay. Why did you say iyam? This is fatha, right? So it's ayyam. Yes. Good. Okay. Jazakallah. Very good, Basma. Okay. Let's see who's next. Tamsila. GB3119. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, beta. Okay. Can you please read this word for me?
Kafaratu.
Good. Now I want you to read as if there is stop. It's the end of the ayat. So how will you read it now?
Kafara.
Very good. Why? Because ta marbuta loses the two dots. MashaAllah. Really good. Everybody is so really following the rules. I like it. Okay. Let's see who's next. GB7405. Assalamu alaikum. Pariza, is that right?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, beta. Okay. Can you recite this word I've underlined?
Mul adawata.
Good. And now if we pretend that this is the end of the verse after ta, So how will you read this bit now?
Mul-adawatawa.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to highlight the vowel. So just think about this ending after the ta. So it is a stop here.
Oh, okay.
How will we end that?
Mul-adawat.
So do you good? Yeah, exactly. So instead of reading it as a ta, you're going to read it as a ha. Okay? It's the only letter like this which has two different sounds. All right? Jazakallah, Bariza. So I hope everybody is understanding the rules as we go along. These are fairly easy examples, but I know the ta marbuta is a little bit confusing. So I hope that you are all picking up on it. Okay, next we have GB1825R21. Assalamu alaikum. I don't know if that person.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam, beta. Okay, so can you please read this one and just continue, no stopping?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa anis-salah.
Okay, so carry on. Don't stop. I want you to just continue reading the whole word, no stopping. Wa'anis.
Wa anis-salah.
Yeah. So you see this ta marbuta and it's got kasra underneath. How will we say that? I don't want you to stop. I want you to just continue as if you're going to read the next bit as well without stopping. Do you know? It's a little bit confusing, isn't it? So let me do it. Okay, so first of all, we have the wa with fatha. That is wa, easy. Then we have the ain with fatha. Again, easy. Then we have noon with kasra. But hang on a minute. There are two letters here with nothing on them, no strokes, no nothing. But straight after that, we have the swad, which is got the shadda and the fatha. So it's mushaddad maftuh sad. Mushaddad maftuh sad. Then we have to join to the letter which is immediately before it that has a stroke. So this maksur noon has to join to the mushaddad swad, and then you have to make the fatha sound. Wa-aniswa. This is what you said. Great. Then you have vertical fatha above the lam. So you have to do two counts. La, yes. Wa-aniswa la. Then you have waw with nothing on it. So you have to ignore it. Okay? And then after that, you have maksur ta marbuta. Now, as I said to you, I want you to just carry on as if you are not going to stop. So what I wanted you to say was wa'anis salati. Okay? Now, how will it change? How will it change? Because we see this jeem here, which means we can stop if we want, if we run out of breath. So let's stop. Wa'anis salah. Yes, because the ta marbuta at the end of a verse or at a pause, when you stop, it loses those two dots. It's no longer a ta sound. It is just a ha sound. All right? Do you understand? Yeah? Jazakallah. So please now practice all these pauses in your breakout rooms and make sure you get through the verses. Assalamu alaikum. Please, can you put us in the breakout rooms? Jazakallah.